because I'm not an economist. I am a student of science. I work in the lab, but I read so many things. Because even we propose a project, if you do not, give the commercial aspect, I won't get a project. Or I will be doing this technique, this thing study. But if in my project proposal, if I don't write this is the economical benefit or this blah blah blah, I don't get it. So in that Lucas policy, I introduced a term, one thing then another thing, Daba economy. I don't know what people, in 2009, what is Daba economy? So my perception is that whenever these trucks or these trade, these are moving, our highways, our properties will serve tea to them, to the passing trucks, carrying millions of rupees. What do we get? We only sell tea and snacks to those. And what this region will benefit? Nothing. That is what I said. We will be in the Daba economy, in the Lucas policy. So what will be the alternative? Let us say, for example, in terms of many fruits, rambutan, blah blah, in terms of cut flower, we cannot compete with Thailand or facing. If things are coming, what I told at the time is that let us have storage, cold storage in Moray or GD, or we won't let a truck pass through our state. That will be stored. So at least we get something. Marketing and uploading, and also let us say manufactured goods like mobile, TV, and all that. Don't let them the entire assemble one. Keep it here. Let us have the units, set up units. Let us assemble this thing. This I talked about in 2009 before it turned into what X policy. So that was my understanding. Okay, of all this scenario of your business people, and when you, even if you are dreaming of doing something or on business, if you are lacking in fundamentals, if you are not aware what is at the ground level, what will happen. All right. So some terms, tissue culture, I am not going to just, this is better, right?
Micro future.
Let us put this off. Now, just to appreciate the technique, let us not go into the real lab thing, but let us see the product, okay? Okay. So generally, tissue culture is nothing but cloning of plants. Okay. So if you put in a scientific jargon, it is nothing but in vitro cloning. So we science people, full other, people not belonging to our field. So that is why we use lots of terminology, scientific jargon, like in vitro cloning of plants. It's nothing. We are making copies of the plant. So we have a plant, and why we should make copies? Why we should make copies of that plant?
Continuation of the genes.
Natural propagation takes lots of time, so we
Now,
can.
let us say, for example, if you are going to the Photoshop.
Same qualities,
Yes,
same
yes.
characteristics which are supposed to be possessed by
Yes.
the plants.
Numerous
Actually,
digit.
it's like photocopying, right?
Numerous
But
digit.
we don't photocopy every document, right? It is based on our needs, based on our desire, and what are our objectives. All right. Similarly, plants, we do not randomly choose plants. The plants which are economically or which are resourceful, and it should be the best. All right. So we clone them. So therefore, if we are going to plant a 1 hectare of banana, we do not simply go to the field and randomly collect. Right? We choose like this. So here, in this technique, we choose one plant, and from there we cut into small pieces, then we multiply them. So hundreds of millions of copies of that particular plant can be maintained, copied, and that is known as tissue culture. And this can be produced throughout the year, anytime. Okay, and then what are the benefits? I'm not going to. Now, what are the benefits? Now, let us compare a tissue culture raised plant and a conventional plant. So, when we take a plant from that field, we do not know its background. Okay? Like whether it's a true copy of its mother plant, doubtful. Now, what will happen if I'm a prospective farmer or agriculturist running huge farm? Why should I randomly pick? Because I have 100 hectares to be planted by banana, and I will not risk my business by randomly choosing plants. I want the best quality, and that best quality cannot be ascertained by randomly collecting from the field. Tumra, we do not know its background. Okay. So that is the aspect. So if we collect that, since it's a clone, it's a true copy of the mother plant, we know it is uniform with that of the mother plant. Second, the plants that come out are disease free. It is free from virus, it is free from fungi, it is free from bacteria. Okay, it is not resistant, because like if they are contaminated with the virus, okay, or with bacteria, we will see during the culture condition certain symptoms will be developed. So we discard that. Okay, there are lots of these things. So they are genetically uniform. And imagine you have 100 hectares and you plant the same clone of the particular plant of uniform size, of uniform age. You can easily predict how much of yield that you are going to get. So imagine if you are going to plant from or collect the plant from the nature, we do not know its background. There will be lots of variability in the product. So this is about scientific farming, all right? It's happening everywhere, right? So that is why in this particular picture, these are produced. This is what we see, and they are growing. It takes about 6 months to come to this stage, provided everything is successful. And this is the hardening in the greenhouse, and this is in the pots, in the polybags, and these are in the field. And these last two pictures are. These three pictures are from what I did in 2008 to 2015. Okay. Now, one is the farming aspect, and I'm going to introduce about this particular industry. Yes, please. Okay. So this is the thing. So let me just highlight.
Ningai cái xem tủ này.
We can see
Ningai cái xem tủ.
producing and millions of these things from a single plant is possible. Alright? If you all are interested, maybe we can arrange who are running this department, and I can take you to Bangalore, and or even to the biggest industry is in Jalgaon, Jain irrigation, multi-billion-dollar business. I can take you there. You can see the entire thing. Okay. Okay. So these are the commercial plants or plants that are produced from tissue culture. Banana, pineapple, strawberry, sugarcane, potato, spices like this, medicinal plants, woody plants. I'm not going to talk to more of this thing because I'll give you a handout later, okay, for how we can do this one. It is like everything is controlled. If you are able to start, a business, but the only thing is that you have to be trained. So as I told you, imagine if you do not produce more than 1 million plants per year, you run into losses. At least 10 lakhs. Imagine banana. Now it is 25 rupees. 25 into 1 million. How many crores? So every aspect is there. There are lots of demand. And before that, now one of the aspects let us also discuss. Okay, what are the possible things? You may be aware or maybe not aware. You must have heard about one particular thing that is known as mission mod, horticulture mission. All right? I don't know if you heard about this or not. It was like 6,000 crore worth of projected for an entire Northeast to popularize horticultural crops. And at that time, in Manipur also we were introduced about the grade 9 varieties of banana. Grade 9 varieties, I don't know whether you have.
So kuju khang is hantak thao the grand 9 palakta dana yang waruri.
Madu na banana na ay kita pa rin madu ki asu lay ko.
Sa chahi ahum changna tharaga grand 9 do oirakta dana.
Grand 9 che hosiki kita chara da thao matang do aduna tungan ko kero na chache ba. Introduce to gi ba. Ado chana ta ID see the failure and all these things. If it is not scientifically, grade 9 is a tropical crop never. High temperature say night temperature say should be less than 10 degrees. Which is mostly subtropical never.
So mamang the thao difference and a pale grand 9 hantak thao la adu ondro.
If you plant it in July, magi Alice cannot see. If you plant sometime in March, April, try to thao it. Maturity don't maintain anyway, there is another aspect.
So, let me ask one question. Actually, the topic is related to prospects of plant tissue culture industry in the entire Northeast India.
Yes.
And then we are going to discuss about the entrepreneurship with these things.
Yes.
What I want to ask here is that we have ICR and we have CSIR and we have IGS here.
Yes.
And then we have websites, participating and university and background. Then if one person wants to set up one tissue culture establishment, will that person can be compatible with those institutions which are already existing in the in the state of Manipur? That is the question.
What are different
sectors?
One is business, one is institute.
And then another second question is that people are doing tissue culture in IDSD, CSIR, and ICR. And then when they are doing this tissue culture, they are using some greenhouse, this and that. I have a little bit knowledge about that. I've been visiting these type of places. To what extent these people who are working in these institutions help the society in bringing up this kind of plantlets and all, which are very much demanded by the people in the society.
Okay, let me just cut through. I was just bringing this horticulture mission.
Okay.
Let me just answer to that and correlate everything. I know what it is. Okay. So 6,000 crore or more. The plantlets, and in Mizoram, 3 items were introduced. This grade 9 and this papaya, the Hawaiian red lady, the rose, the anthurium. And they were hugely successful. In Manipur also the same amount. And some poly houses and greenhouses. I mean the sheds were also there, but I don't know whether we are able to produce or not, because in Manipur, I don't want to talk more to that level.
That's the question I'm asking.
No, I will come to the technical. I will come to the technical, not the other things, okay?
That's right.
And I said particularly, actually,
we want to discuss.
it was a very, very, very ambitious plan.
Answer is coming.
The answer is that you see, there are some successful private things. Okay, I know them, and they are raising nurseries. Now they are running the business, but not in the way that was planned, not in that particular area where they have been granted this particular thing. Okay, Granite coming to that, red line should not have been introduced in Manipur or even in the Northeast. It's not suitable. It is very much suitable for other dry, arid, these hotter conditions. That is why farmers suffers. Okay, we have better things like jahazi, this even corn water. Okay, let us not emphasize on banana because I'm known as a man of banana. So let us not come because I work there, so still working, so all aspects. All right, coming to that particular thing, you see R&D in academic institutes. All right, things are coming, but the only thing is that there's a saying: you can take a horse up to the water, but you cannot make a horse drink. Okay, I've been telling you my story, why I was successful in that, and why that particular farmer and particular was successful. We are extending the protocol that that I have produced, I have developed, has been transferred to the horticulture department of Mizoram University, and whether they used it or not, I don't know, because I'm an academician, I cannot run a business. All right, my job is that we have developed this technology and we transfer it to them for banana. Okay, there are certain limitations, but for institute, they have every freedom in the world. Unlike us, for us, whether we do research or we publish paper, it is a bonus. It's like passion. I don't get a single paper. No, so far I have run many projects worth crores of rupees to develop my huge infrastructure. Do I get a single paise? Because it is my passion. Because science, as you know, I'm going to give you something. If I develop something and I'm able to produce, publish that particular thing in a very reputed journal, I'm very happy. It is like, invaluable. Money cannot buy it. Anyway, that is passion. And in doing so, at the same time, we have to think. So, whenever we work, when we do research, I do not forget, and we should not forget rather. Of course, the diverse disciplines. What are the problems we face? Food security, energy security, health security. So whether you are in management, whether in Hindi or anything, whatever, try to address these three basic problems. Okay, then try to play around. You'll get project, you'll get recognition. So when you do work, particularly in science, I cannot say Manipur University Science or Manipur University Science. We cannot consider like that. I do banana for what? I do research on banana for what? To improve the banana production and improve at a global level. We understand those things. Okay, coming to that. So in IBSD, NIST they don't have tissue culture. IBSD they have lots of these greenhouses, blah blah blah. But are they extended it there? Now let me give you something. In that particular horticulture mission, they established this, and tissue culture, even labs worth crores of rupees were also sanctioned and started, but never functioned in Manipur. I'm not going to pinpoint whatever. I know many things. Okay, the idea is that first it was popularized, the farmers want it, now you produce. Crores of rupees were pumping. And this being technique cannot be run by first the person should be trained, well trained. It is like basically when I teach in the class, like tissue culture or these things are so advanced scientifically and so amalgamated with the society that it becomes like cooking. But cooking, if you do not practice, if you do not develop the skill, never going to put the masala and all. So it is also here like this. Scientifically, it is so advanced. Now, anybody when we train in microbial like dairy or even this thing, so even 10 plus students per bottle, if it is not contaminated, they used to give now 250 rupees. So he is supposing if a person is very skilled, he can earn around 1,000 rupees. All these things. It's just a skill set. So I mean the person should be well trained like this and it should be there. Has anyone done it? No, not in this region. Prospects, yes. Now that particular horticulture mission, let me correlate and what is what it is it was supposed to be, then develop the unit and produce, then once it is produced, through the scheme they will buy the products coming out. Say for example, I'm talking about the banana. Through the scheme they will buy it and they will distribute for free to the farmers. That scheme was going on. Never materialized. And the farmers, when they are successful, because if they knew that tissue culture materials were far productive, and once they earn, then they will use some amount of that money to, buy again. So it is like sustainability. That was the idea. The same thing that I introduced. So we developed this scheme. For example, there's a cluster of these, 10 farmers. So they have a joint account. And whatever they, in the first year they have this thing, they deposit into a Nabat bank. Then supposing I'm a farmer, then my share is 10%. I mean 10,000. So it is deposited because the first month's money, everything is sponsored. From the 10,000 rupees for the next year listing, I can use 50% of that through soft loan, through Nabat, like 5,000. That 5,000 I will use it for next year. That was the idea I developed there. That is why it was successful, okay? So I think whatever, that many things that even though I was an academician, we used to do all sorts of things. What is being discussed here, if it can be replicated, if people are sincere, it can be done. What we are supposed to do and what we are not doing is a different thing. So we are nobody to ask questions again. All right. So see, tissue culture for that it is very simple. I can even train, but let me give you some 1 year or 2 develop my own this thing. So this is how everything is, So this is so some of these units are required. Okay. So Delhi, it is in Gurgaon, the micropropagation park. So even the DVT, they are giving lots of money on this. Okay. So first, it's if you are a PhD in plant biology, okay. Otherwise, you hire somebody. If you have enough money, hire somebody. There are lots of people who knows these things, or you can even send them there. If you are ready, then I can send them free of cost. But TA, you have to bear by yourself. I know many companies. Jen Irrigation, the head scientist, Dr. Patil, then there were so many things because we all are racing.
So yum the calm the take to jabdi agacha.
Maduda tawuse. Aku dah jo. Scientist ne kajo we know the self interest kira or business kira.
Hana self interest to ge dung thang the business to chong thorake.
Yum bika the to hai the science ki lab amaki ki sam khare le hai the contamination free way ke da hai no khare le atu follow to
Yam nangna sigi to kana chasina real practical sida hai si ko. Mass spec khangidana. They were given a unit by Baba Atomic Research Center. They tissue culture se I chate ko. They madu pira head scientist gana pati so I close friend. Chalo hire amo ma tare khole na makoi na hire. ICC of the sabato CC as Dr. Robert blah 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 hire. I na hire ni shi ko proposal to tahole je. I ne ke research no I am not an employee of Mastec. We do that to Yaro Kai Haida in Haise. You be called a company technique to come to that. You have to be very practical, right? When it comes to builder science, supposing I hear a Porama say, Jack from Wahi, you can go to the Buddha Nas, Bishalom to Curry Tolgano. Jamana. Aluna, since it one successful Italy, it is so, initially must cost benefit of Hotorapa and the current requirement different things. If you are really interested, I will ask a professor involved to take up something, then I can even share you some people to Jen Irrigation for free, training free. Or even if you can send some of your listing to be trained there also. That I can arrange. But provided you should have the money or the resources. where to apply.
So minimum investment di kya de hogani. Khudam ne sir ne jang sai Gervera anthurium commonly knowledgeable.
Let us not get ambitious about it. Hana put a kangi share, Jack Tunga Hana share.
Sir di class yaw de sum akoi pun ba ya ga khanjari ba.
Class yaw je practical je sai ai lai ko. Sai shi da ai Jack Tunga le kitchen lai tri. No real chance that. Lai chi I want to see the Manipur University, okay? Other than we train however. I on lab I changes have the semi horticulture ke me am next low mo lai prospect am lai yo. Ado that is another thing.
Jangarang na handai de koi biodiversity mayam je flora fauna aroi bidet tam me ai tar maming ga photo ko.
But implementation is not there. That's the question. There is some
So the question is that no people how many of these things biodiversity hotspot me am to kasi to khambiro ko biodiversity hotspot biodiversity, bioresource. See, three terms are clear with you. Biodiversity hotspot, what is your idea about biodiversity hotspot? Biodiversity hotspot high share. The region is very rich in biodiversity. And 50% of that biodiversity from us is endemic area. Can I say some 10%? I think 50% almost getting extinct. Mari what say am mere koi na chapata bagi koi na potu kero to bagi red hotspot there's nothing to be happy about it. We should be ashamed.
Koi di kanning ba ni na mayam pu re
mayam ai na ni TV de na ba kero ID khara kero to ID put wrong terminology use to be kono biodiversity koi na kero to si bioresource khan che hai che ba biodiversity hotspot even the BC Kochi, Bayam, biodiversity hotspot, Ikai, Potu, Kangana, Sumantana, and Nami Bugarino. Hotspot mean a red light terrorism, the man international convention. You people are neglecting your bioresources, have not drop. It is neglecting. So that is why it is red. There is nothing to be proud about it. Tumra, biodiversity means varieties may have leisure. Low in Makano. And when it can be commercially or productive in a labor, means I think a protocol. It could be seasonable whether for food or whether for industry or commercial, we call it as bioresource. Diversity like a resource. Bioresource, I need to hire bioresource. When there is a market demand, a grass is a wheat here. But if you take this rice, grass to the desert island for grassing, for putting grass, it can be a bioresource. Mapam matam magi kai decision will be matubina resource under of them. Got it? So we have to be very distinct. What is the market demand? We have to introduce this kiwi from where we are getting. Why don't even go for the tissue culture? Then can you allow cutting the toe?
Grafting.
Cutting the toe. Cutting the toe. In vivo cloning had a car. We have a machine and in vivo cloning now. Basically cutting the cutting the toe. I don't know we are. I think Rambutan had a how many of you have seen Rambutan? Have you been to Southeast Asia, to China, to Vietnam, to this thing?
It's a picture in it.
In my life,
dream
it was
bucket
the sweetest fruit I have tasted. Quite to me, I think dragon fruit way back. I was visiting scientists in China for 6 months in 2011. Actually, like introduced our ever. I don't know. My idea at the time was like, biotechnological idea. She come and say, "Queen, she da, my nursery, she Queen Manipur, Tabraga, rest of India, the Queen, Magizara, people no money. Thailand, can relate. Can I do my kind of
Administering as a Nigeria, management of implementation is very easy. But no one has come up to make awareness. Yesterday, I just talked to one principal scientist here. Farmers are training eagerly. Farmers are not the persons, right person. They are not the right persons never. The youth are not going to come. Farmers don't know that, they don't know much about.
You are talking about conservation of bioresources, conservation of biodiversity. You make the farmers plant that particular crop through commercialization. Mangoda mana tauka mana marketing asidi lady high color tautri haka kanama cham thapagi market trading is sumaita langani magi asadi livelihood magi asadi PB driver. There are many ways. I was associated with so many things. I am new to Manipur University, but
the thing is that I just want to say one thing more. I mean, farmers the higher only my market training with our money. They don't know much about the implementation. But youths are people who are educated, who are well educated. Who never took I don't know. I think my career will go to farmers they have already established my family money. Just like they don't know how to earn money. The right target say it should not be the farmers. I don't put them like it should be, like entrepreneurship. It should not be the farmers. It should be the youth. Youth should have the target of home. Because of that, we have failed. A lot of failures are there because of that only. I guess.
I mean, perspective of women, yes. Labor, Hamada, nurseries, successful. Masida lady had nursery to the they are not free from diseases. I am Majuka, Wakas Mapana Sula, Aquina, banana is popularized from there are some specific kind of relative. Aquina Sipumba, ornamental, they get there are some plants, even ginger, turmeric, or not all the plants are viable through tissue culture technique. And of course, can say, our particular city there should be some people who should be producing the planting materials. And if you see that, if you are growers, you will see the planting materials that are raised through tissue culture unit and convention. You will see there will be 100% difference in terms of productivity. Now, the gain is that tissue culture raised plants, and they will give you, the fruits maybe like much shorter, about 6 months. But that is one aspect of it. Okay. The only thing, there are so many things that we can discuss about this. So tissue culture unit is there. So you know the potential, right? Now how to go about it? Now what are the avenues? If you are really interested, there are some schemes available in the DVT. Okay, let us come to that. So we know the problem. That is why I was known as the banana man. Okay, all my work. Yes, this is the technique that I developed. See, R&D so initially, suckers the deep. So we use male flowers. Male flowers, you may be knowing, but this is the whole inflorescence head. So this is the female part where it bears the fruit, and this is the inflorescence male. So if you open up this, then this here. So this is one individual flower, male ecosystem. See, male flowers, we get around 250 plants from a single of this cloning. Well, so how do we prove that? So we prove that it is a clone of this mother plant. Well, see, technique, we entire thing that in about 8 months we could produce lots of around 80,000. It can be depend upon our size. So I have given this technique, the technology to the horticulture department. Now what is the advantage? We don't kill the plant. See the inflorescence head. Now it is proven, this is published. I have to prove that when I started this work, many scientists were saying that, oh, this will be that they will not be clones, blah 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 blah. I proved them that these are the clones. So theoretically, it is published. So like this is what we academicians do. Now, you want to use this technique to produce something, take it. I will not charge a single thing. I will be very happy.
Second, the country. We want to call them to play with us. Now it's a tumba, and one is jihazi. This is definitely different but quite similar. Jihazi. Is it indigenous one or?
No, it is Manipur. When a year is about, what's a queen of natural biotechnology, the pumping, Mapani, Maming, Alu, Alu, Chapakola cannot be a Manipuri. A quickie curry, we can get a hard of Zambi, my day. I think core we have Tavi of Rakam. That's it. Oh, other Canada, Grand
This is another one question.
I don't know what say. I'm going to this is my end, let us try to popularize Corbo. Nasagi, La Pukata, very massive progress. I had a seva. Zahazi, she can say triple A never. Grenade triple A never. Ado, Stegi Hena, put it Corbo, Chippy Mananushi, how they Corbo, I don't know what vision to market. I'm money. Was it Zero, the citizen. Machine ask that came up. I think my day has a quick ceremonies and system. I am tiny and Charlie came out of them. But anyway, there is anything but more nutritious. We can be consider tissue culture. If it proves to be something that's a huge potential. What can you want to have? Let us not share this. Corporation popularized. I need to akwai Manipur si Mizoram da di bai bala ko hai Assam di jahazi lai rahe Amrit Sagar Bengali lai jara Grand Line Katopar lai rahe aduna akwai Manipur kari lai jara ba chi je Mizoram ni kai no bai bala jahazi bumba Like, I think Manipur is very easy. I have Jahazi, or has
Hybrid Punga, or one book, get into the or the later.
hybridized story. Masi adu kita, some very good say, no population. I think, but you say when you met of the ship, you please give it to us. CD how it can be improved, how it can be changed. How about that? I go in my teaching the point of Chadi. They give only for release ceremonies. Masih makan di kau. Lepas ini lepas ini publicity banyak ni fahijai kan fahijai. Lepas ini apa sih yang pagar? Aku ni. When you are coming, coming back after staying some few months outside Manipur, the first thing you are given is the, magisterium to be juice. There's a huge science behind it. They are rich in polyphenols. You highly nutritious, it's their energy like so many things. When readily available, same thing you not give. I thought about my baby child. They give okay. So that's a thing. So it's a never ending story. So if you want a particular thing, I can give you what should be done. Okay. Aduh masih canggung lah aja. Nanti aduh tu kerana itu bisa meyakna, rumah masih bila nasi tahu sih sekarang scheme tu apply to you. I can only be a facilitator. Nega kita kata tahu anak train tahu sih pasti hana if you are testing mapan rapat bersyarat itu juga industri juga hafta mulai bersuruh poliso hadi sini ikut lagi tribunal sih kita tahu sih lagi dia ini kan lagi dia asing real India biggest tissue culture industry. Ada selalu yemo ada mana atau apa sih sebenarnya aku sih kerja itu dia mak. That's what dia mesti kurang tambah ya. Ni tahu juga ini mau apa potong. ꯃꯤꯒꯤ ꯀꯤꯠꯆꯟꯗ ꯆꯪꯉꯒ ꯌꯦꯡꯕꯁꯨ ꯍꯌꯦꯡ ꯁꯤꯗ ꯇꯧꯔꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯁ꯭ꯋꯥꯏꯗ ꯂꯩꯇꯦꯕ
Question ka naman.
So nowadays, strawberry farming is building everywhere there. Like a brand. Most of money can
issue ka sa maintenance mapani le
Mumbai.
ang sweet chali da ako na sila kana samsing kana da strawberry bed of Mizoram na particular sa district which mana sa ki kana sa ki project ki kana we tested four varieties da ki sweet chali na kwai le TV ay ko kana ki pura da ako na sweet sa mana sa ki ni do mana runners ni mana multiply ka ni ma ano sa hi mga ni hektar ni ma pa ang issue ka sa material
Last year, I was in strawberries, Manipur formation, last to you, it's very expensive, plus taste is very nice. The strawberry flavor from there.
ano di masay company sa lakan ang magi ka no sure sila kani magi maintenance ang ano da carbon temperature de kile ya ano maintenance play at the same time mana ku chaw din na si initial first 2-3 years agni ba ano chung picture ang yara
I am doing a question. But Maharoni is over Hamish. I don't know. Now 2 years to the.
ano ni sumay da ko no bit mo ta money nga sa kide ko ni yo mas yaro mini guest house kani ba o si company do already ko ina sa production ta na license do ge ko lo ki mo ta na si lo bi ya ko na mo da sa starting ni ko ina ni mo ni ani o si natraga mo ko ki legi ko ni sa hadan to ni ma ai to ge ko ni product ni ka no to ni do ko ina production to ge indigenous na ke strawberry aku ini indigenous wild na cari aku putok ya bakar ada nggak sakit ini kompor hari ini kan jahazi putok ya hari ada problem lagi jadi sisi dekat aku ini kompor itu price of price itu dia kompor oleh nasi kekau
Department to here, government so here, mana
see let them take a decision I've been shouting I've been telling them whenever I have an opportunity I tell them but who cares I do not means like I don't get free advice given. If they are really interested to do something, I'm there. And when this gives no we got, I said to the trap.
Circle foundation concerned authority.
How we are behind every kerosene like a we explore I'm doing but it's not my job to execute it, right? Yam yai ko.
Yeah, sir. It is still there. I shared that tissue culture.
Tahu sa do yam ama kanang idea ba? I dream di. Won't it be so wonderful? Nang nasa ki slowly flower rods here move. My very practical involved. This particular shrine is quite sacred to them. They won't even make it. I don't know. As I did, technology on the tour. And zero years later, my other area to the which and the starting the tour. Seriously is arrival at the rate of 15 pounds when he came in Australia, then America. Ship program. In ID, then cut flower to arrange a lot of people know. You have a natural population there, you take some part of it, then start your unit there. Don't take it outside. I don't want to train tower, I cut flower to them, but some of these wouldn't be fantastic. Cutting the tower, then you cut the me only love getting me shot, and me show not conduct. Can you imagine? Oh, I know. Sacred crops, the Canada, Tower, and we the tower, no tower, greenhouse, the tower, my swell to Canada. Lilies of both to Canada. Yeah, we need a second is maintained. What we want to sell the cut flower. Sigma ideas, I have already told them, no? See ideas. The tissue culture is just for the academic thing, it's not a big thing. Actually, the orchids all start with the hybrids. Now, Thailand की क्या मुझे मैं industry की tourist tourism की orchid है मुझे यहाँ Thailand, Singapore, Brazil ये हो और मुझे किसी culture है मैं every house in the I know what kind of mama hybrid I think the next resource person is here. You can, I'm here, so if you have anything, you can get my number from them. How to apply business economy
Good morning. Actually, I'm waiting for this moment to thank sir, and I wahi katang sir kita include of the game na taune. Yes, sir, na so happy great implementation, being an entrepreneurship, high key role se ko. Sida tin basic say some are belong to science, some are belong to marketing, some are belong to MBA, quite mixed neighbor, mixed group. And I think this is the right target. Saya selalu na happy gitu. Farmer katanda target to bila besar. I think this platform is the real target because sida science ki zero knowledge pe bisu yaw right. Then marketing ki zero knowledge pe bisu yaw right. MBA ki zero knowledge myself. I'm zero knowledge about MBA. I'm biotech student, biotech. But apa isi kumba platform sida kana risina. Entrepreneur have the target say even though I'm science related, I may be an entrepreneur in non-science to go to Aduna we need to gather the information. And this is my view. Have the cooperation together sit I example naman visa ingarang imagine he says sir this is good marketing hazana ta ore my properties my amang khang adubu my root cause kai di ho ke hai bana apna marketing the direct chat ki ba mana marketing no chat na bagi na magta we get the help of ICAR, that is the scientific platform. Scientific to na proof tora kana na scientific products in market ta chale ini ba aduna how na sai khang bi ba do IBSD ICAR CSIRD role in how helping in the entrepreneurship. They are helping directly and indirectly. Kamaina magi product do. Promote ko matanda. Imagine you without any scientific reason ka namta lay roy. Market ta phamoy ba. Chana ba pot amata akoy na precise design or scientifically proof do the tar ka akoy charoy ba. Aduna that's come a big role about this scientific research. So I want to thank a scientific researcher or academician like Sir Robert, who is helping us directly and indirectly to develop a good entrepreneurship. Si thamjani mayam yani na sukhanjani. Hadi ay limit laiba. Sir na research tawrok pa dagi nga sagi banana ki adigi so many kana ba se akoy na khangye ba. Khanga ba matungda ni si kana ba laira ba hina akoy sida tawbaya ay bigi idea do la ini ba. Akoy na kay sir na research tok to biramdra ba. Banana ki kenosi Hamam Jabata Aragadi, a entrepreneur, Amatana, bioresources, season Araga, entrepreneur, who you have to work on them. Hello, and Kale. And then science play a big role. Not only a quite exam of China, but the day of the COVID, the season and public PCR, Tabira Mayamna. A PCR sick, you come to my arms, your money, it's a biotechnology product, sir. Am I right, sir? What? He's happy biotechnique. And then I see, say, a indirectly amaga great help to neighbor. And the implementation to we cannot blame only the researcher. We cannot blame only the government. We cannot blame only the MBAs. We cannot blame only the engineering. Amada we blame to nabasi. Yada brana khali implementation amasun society ki kana bo bahandi hai darasi we need a cooperation. Koi plaki apunba cooperation amat jangi understand and I think this is the right platform where some of you meet new advice and ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗ ꯑꯦꯛꯁꯄ꯭ꯂꯦꯟ ꯇꯧꯕꯤꯔꯝꯕꯁꯦ ꯁꯤꯗ ꯄꯨꯜꯂꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯈꯔ ꯑꯥꯏꯗꯤꯌꯥ ꯂꯩꯔꯦ ꯉꯁꯥꯏ ꯗꯤꯖꯤꯇꯦꯜ marketing ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ free knowledge ni 1 hour talk ꯇꯥꯕꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ digital marketing ꯈꯪꯉꯦ नहान फाइनेंस की तौबदगी बैंक की मरमदा खंगे सो लाइक दिस प्लेटफॉर्म सर अदना अखोइना एनी सिगुम गेटिंग तौब मतमदा मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी से फुल्लगा तौमिनरगदी हेना काना बखंगनी नखले with this once again I want to thank Dr. Robert Thangjam, Department of Botany, Manipur University. Thank you very much sir for your valuable except habis yanin ni habi malik habi I got a smiling face. Thank you sir. We should not let each other. It's a teamwork. We need to do a teamwork. Thank you sir. Thank you very much sir.
Anyone if they're really interested?
Sir, will be here.
Because I work at the grassroots level and I work at the policy level, but not in Manipur. I work at the national level. But there are lots of things that we can do.
But now, sir, future is in Manipur. So we have to grab that opportunity from sir. Thank you, sir. So to continue with our next section, we'll be having an interaction with our few entrepreneurs. So I would like to request Ms. Thangjam to share your experience with our delegates. Please, Ms. Thangjam.
May question